In this segment, we'll show you how to install and cable the VTrak E5000 onto a standard rack. If you've previously racked a 2, 3, or 4U server, this will be easy. The VTrak E5000 comes with all the hardware you need for rack mounting, as well as an easy-to-follow quick start guide. Inside the box, you'll find the VTrak E5000 series unit, a 1.5 meter power cord, a sliding rail assembly for rack mounting and associated hardware, and a quick start guide. For this demo, we've already installed the rails on the rack. We recommend 2 people mount the 3U and 4U models. The 2U models are much lighter, and 1 person should be able to mount them. For our setup here, we've got the VTrak E5320 RAID head with SSD drives, which we just installed, a VTrak J5800 expansion chassis with 10TB SAS enterprise drives. The E5800 can handle up to 9 expansion chassis, a standard 1U VMware server for virtual environment demo working with the VTrak E5000 series, a 16GB fiber channel switch to connect our E-Class and VMware server or any other host you may want to connect to the SAN, and a gigabit managed switch for E-Class management and networking. One important thing to note, in our setup, we're configuring DAS with a fiber switch. There are 2 types of setup configurations. DAS, direct attached storage, which supports up to 4 1U servers, or SAN, storage area network, fiber connected E5000, which can support hundreds of servers. So now let's take a look at the back, more specifically at the VTrak E5000 interconnects. Here we have the RJ11 to RS232 serial connector, 2 12GB SAS JBOD expansion ports, dual USB 3 ports, dual RJ45 gigabit E ports, quad 16GB fiber ports, and a power connector. And a quick look at the LED indicators. We have small form factor 8644 SAS expansion link status, FC port link status for either 16, 8, or 4 gig, BBU status, dirty cache, controller status, password reset switch, and power supply status. For the J5000, the main interconnects are as follows: single RJ45 gigabit E ports, RJ11 to RS232 serial ports, 2 incoming 12GB SAS ports, 2 outgoing 12GB SAS ports, and a power connector. And a quick look at the LED indicators on the J5000. IOM status LED, 4 SAS connector LEDs, and a PSU status LED. Offering no single point of failure, both the VTrak E5000 and the J5000 feature multiple FRUs, field replaceable units, that can be swapped out to ensure minimal downtime. The J5800 features the following FRUs: power supply, and an IOM controller. And the E5320 features the following FRUs: a power supply, and a RAID controller. So let's get started. Connect all your power connections to all devices in the rack. Now let's cable it up, starting with the UPS connection. Connecting the UPS is optional, but to connect it, you can use a standard USB cable supplied by the UPS vendor. Next is an Ethernet management port connection to the management switch. This connection is used for out-of-band management, allowing you to manage the VTrak E5000 and JBOD via the GUI or CLI. Next to the management port, we have the RS232 to DB9 connection. This connection can be used for serial debugging purposes to connect to our internal CLI. This connection is seldom used since VTrak E5000 is very serviceable from the GUI and CLI using out-of-band management. One thing to note, if your host computer does not have a DB9 serial connection, you can use a USB to DB9 adapter. Next are the USB ports. These ports can be used to upload or download information from the unit using a thumb drive. The USB port allows firmware upgrades, UPS support, and allows you to download the VTrak E5000 and J5000 subsystem service reports for diagnostic purposes. Please visit our website for a list of compatible thumb drives. Next are the 16GB fiber channel ports. Let's first connect the fiber channel switch. To establish the fiber channel port connection, we'll be using multi-mode fiber optic cables that require small form factor pluggable, or SFP, transceivers. The SFP transceivers are inserted into the controller ports. Then the multi-mode fiber optic cables are inserted into the SFPs. Next, we have an off-the-shelf 1U server that runs VMware ESX6 server. This server will be used in the next video for mountain access demo in a virtual OS environment. Let's connect the 16 gigabit connections to the 16 gigabit fiber channel switch. And now connect the VMware server. Last, we have the 12 gigabit SAS expansion port. This connection is used to connect the J5000 expansion to the VTrak E5000 RAID head. Here's the small form factor 8644 cable used to make the connection. These cables are provided with the purchase of the JBOD. If you have a dual controller SKU, repeat the same cabling procedure to connect the second controller. With the cabling complete, we can fire the system up in proper order. First, the J5000 JBOD, followed by the VTrak E5000. When the heartbeat LED indicators on the front and back are green, we're ready to manage the VTrak E5000 from the web management interface. Your system hardware and cabling is now complete. In our next video, we'll cover E5000 storage configuration and setup. Promise, the leader in storage solutions.